Imagine waking up tomorrow to discover that every continent has vanished beneath the sea. Mountains, forests, deserts, and cities are all gone. Earth has become one endless global ocean with no natural land anywhere. Surprisingly, the planet would still orbit the same sun, and gravity would remain unchanged. At first, billions of people would be in immediate danger because nearly all human civilization is built on land. Skyscrapers, roads, farms, and power stations would disappear beneath the waves. Ships and offshore platforms would become the only places above water. Within hours, the greatest rescue operation in history would begin as surviving vessels searched the endless ocean for people. Earth would still be alive, but humanity would suddenly have no home. Once the emergency passed, the ocean itself would reshape the planet. Without continents blocking the water, enormous currents would circle the entire globe. Giant waves and powerful storms could travel for thousands of kilometers without ever reaching a coastline. Hurricanes might become larger and last much longer because they would never move over land and lose energy. Marine life would expand into every corner of the planet, while land animals would disappear unless humans managed to save them. The weather would become more uniform, with fewer temperature extremes, but life on the surface would revolve entirely around the sea. Earth would become a true water world. Humans would adapt, just as they always have. Massive floating cities could replace countries, connected by bridges, ships, and underwater tunnels. Food would come from giant fish farms, floating greenhouses, algae cultivation, and advanced laboratories growing artificial meat. Wind turbines, floating solar farms, wave generators, and ocean thermal energy systems would provide electricity. Fresh water would come from enormous desalination plants. Future generations might spend their entire lives without ever stepping on natural ground. Instead of nations separated by borders, civilization could become a network of floating megacities drifting across the endless ocean. If Earth remained an ocean planet for millions of years, evolution would begin changing life itself. Marine mammals, fish, squid, and jellyfish would dominate the planet's ecosystems. Humans might gradually develop stronger swimming abilities, larger lungs, more efficient oxygen use, and perhaps even partial webbing between their fingers and toes. Birds that depend on land might disappear, while seabirds flourish. Coral reefs, giant kelp forests, and floating ecosystems could spread across vast regions of the planet. Entire food chains would evolve around the open ocean, creating forms of life unlike anything we see today. Millions of years later, Earth would still be the same planet, but almost nothing about civilization would look familiar. Endless floating cities would shine across the ocean at night, while gigantic ships crossed the horizon like moving continents. Children would grow up believing that solid ground existed only in history books. Looking down from space, Earth would appear as one perfect blue sphere with no continents at all. Ironically, our planet would resemble many of the ocean worlds scientists search for beyond our solar system. One missing continent wouldn't simply change geography. It would completely rewrite the future of life, evolution, and human civilization. Sometimes, changing a single feature of a planet changes everything else forever.